All right. Good morning, everyone. Sunday, October 1st. Fall is falling upon us. Psychiatric Sobriety and Kenneth Price. And this is our Sunday morning Zoom call for psychiatricsobriety.com. And we're all going through stuff. So this ministry is where rubber hits the road. We come here every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time, and we go through it together. Why do we go through it together? What are we going through together? Well, this is a ministry which sort of germinated all by itself. I don't take credit for this ministry. This ministry came through not only myself, but through all the people who chose to start coming on board and begin to germinate something new. What is being germinated? Oh, my goodness. Well, I can only speak for myself and my own testimony. Folks, I was a very young man. I experienced trauma. I grew up in the Stone Age, and the religion that I grew up with was based on fear, scarcity, and lack. And in order to save my life, the compassionate and very well-meaning doctors had to put me on medication. And the medication worked at first, so I began to follow the religion of pharmacology. I chose to follow the religion of pharmacology. Well, one thing led to another, and 25 years later, I'd become polydrugged, and the medications that had helped me had turned the corner when they were making me sick. And I had to surrender everything. And I had to go in a completely different direction. Actually, what I had to do, I had to take responsibility. Now, I've emerged and am emerging from all that. But I know how difficult turning the corner can be, and I know how frightening it can be. And now that I've emerged, I have come up, it was like pearl diving to the depths of the Mariana Trench, where it was cold and dark and frightening. But, after emerging to the surface, I looked in my hands and I had all these pearls. They weren't my pearls for me to covet and put in the bank. They were pearls that I get to share with everyone. And this is the joy now. We're here we're born to experience joy. So I come on, I host this call, every Sunday morning and just share this joy, share these pearls. Okay, so it's a very tenuous ministry because we're talking about psychiatry, we're talking about pharmacology, and so I have to include disclaimers every single week because we're here to share our emergent stories, to encourage others if this is the path they've chosen. We're not here to say anybody needs to get off pills. We're not doctors. We don't know what's best for anybody. And that being said, we're not here to protest psychiatry. What has just happened to us? And this is great synchronicity, as all of us have found one another inside of what I call a pharmacologically induced cocoon, and we're all emerging as butterflies, and we want to share this with others. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm on board with beloved Marcy and Julie, and because this is a ministry, because I emerged from all that through grace, got on my knees and I said, God help. God, show me a better way. I'm going to start this off like I do every other Zoom call with the healer's prayer, because most of us here are Course in Miracles students. And the healer's prayer goes like this. We are here only to be truly helpful. And we are here to represent him or her who sent us. We do not have to worry what to say or what to do, because he or she who sent us will direct us. We are content to be wherever he or she wishes, knowing that he or she goes there with us. And we will be healed as we let him or her teach us how to heal. So that's basically, we go through a lot of complicated metaphysics here to unwind the mental illness narratives, but in a nutshell, if you want to get down to it, it's when two or more gather, and all of us have set the intention. So how is everybody this week? Julie, it's nice to meet you. Would you like to introduce yourself? Do you feel comfortable talking? You've been sending me messages, and it's just because it's psychiatric sobriety based on the 12 steps, the newcomer is always the most important person. So how are you doing?
Oh, well, thanks. I missed that. So I'm Julie. I've been following along sort of off and on for about a year. I'm roughly 5 months med free, I think.
Yeah.
I got a lot of cog fog, so but I made it today. So it is a big day.
Yeah. Julie, that's huge. 5 months in, like, I don't know if you saw the last Zoom call that I posted on my YouTube channel, but I did a graphic it was a black background, but there was a crack with a fissure of light coming through. And that was the whole,
I did
topic
see
last
that.
called it, I don't remember, I think it was like the crack in the cocoon or something like that. We want to support you. We want to get underneath you and just, we'll walk. There's no hierarchy. We're not going to stand outside the cocoon and shout, metaphysical instructions. We're going to get inside the cocoon with you. We're going to walk with you through this. So thank you for coming. Thank you. Got a smile from Jody, who could unmute herself now if she wanted to, because Jody and I joined, I think it was on Monday, and boy, was I going through stuff. And, Jody had pointers. And I got to be the only way I'm going to really, put my money where my mouth is, I got to be completely transparent. I couldn't follow the pointers on our call. I couldn't. And I told Jody, I've got to go take a walk. And I just had to go take a walk, and I had to be with the storm that I was in. And then day 2, day 3, yeah, I could do the pointers after day 2 or day 3. Yeah. Thank you, Jody.
You know what, Kenneth? Thank you. And it's so funny because I have such a hard time reaching out when I need help. And a couple of times I have reached out to you, and I've just been a total basket case, and you've been a total, rock solid, mighty companion for me, holder of the space. And you've said that to me after, no, thank you. And I, from the end of the one who needed help, it's hard to understand that the helper is the one that says thank you, because it is such a beautiful thing to be able to help somebody. It helps you just as much as it helps me, as it helps you, as it helps me. It's fucking beautiful. So thank you.
I learned, Jody, I learned this in the 12 steps a long time ago. I reached out. I'm not reinventing. I've said it over 100 Zoom calls. I'm not reinventing any wheel. Psych meds and benzodiazepines and mental illness. I don't care what form it takes. The content is it form versus content? Doesn't matter the form, it's the content. The content is love, willingness, sincerity, and courage. I don't care. People that want to. This is the reason I think I started this ministry. People in the medically injured community wanted to categorize their path as different from other paths. And once I got through mine, I realized they were all the same. These are just fundamental ingredients which will emerge us from what others have said, give me a timeline. No more timelines, folks. It's going to be painful, but what you're going through is the same thing all of us are going through. So let's just put all those stories, if we have the courage, and I want to invite everyone to have courage to put all those withdrawal stories on the library shelf. You can have them back whenever you're ready. Put the withdrawal stories on the library shelf, and we'll go through it with you. It's the same. That's why I'm not interested in talking about brain chemistry or GABA receptors here, because they weren't helpful in mine. Because it truly was a pharmacologically induced dark night of the soul. It was nothing more or less than St. John of the Cross. Perfect. Now we can do something. Jody and I did something. We procured a miracle on Monday. Miracle didn't poof us both out of it. I don't know, maybe it poofed Jody out. It took me a long walk, but I trusted. I have to allow what's coming up. Oh my God, no, I would rather fix what's coming up. No, Kenneth. I was talking with Beloved earlier, and I was talking with Sean earlier. Everyone remembers Sean. Sean came on, Sean was our Unity minister. He came on many of these Zoom calls earlier in the year. But, what was my train of thought? Sean and I both realized we've already tried spiritual, communities. We've already tried new jobs. We've already tried new partners, and we've already tried new housing locations. Nothing's wrong with all 4 of those. But when it comes down to this, those things are a change. They would say in the 12 steps, they would call that a geographic, the 12 steps. the person tries to change their location to ameliorate the ball of difficulty. But the good thing that Sean and I had to share together is we've already tried all of those. And we realize now the only thing that's left is we've got to be with what arises. And that's where I want to meet people. Let's be with what arises. No judgment. Well, I'm not. If we join together, I'm not going to judge you and say, well, you shouldn't be going through that. No, you should be going through that, and let's go through it together.
Oh, the geographic what?
In the 12 steps, Greg. It's called a geographic. You've heard of that because you're a 12-stepper like I am.
I heard, but it's called a geographic. I've heard
it's called a geographic.
First time, actually.
It's when someone is facing a real difficult emotion, and they when that's everyone will do it.
Yeah.
They decide, well, I got to get a new job, or I got to get a new place to live, or as Bill W. would call it, taking a trip, not taking a trip. Oh, I need a vacation. No. I mean, I'm nothing wrong with different jobs, nothing wrong with different, nothing wrong with vacations, but oftentimes we're just going to have to be with what arises, and we're going to have to say yes to it.
Oh.
What's that?
Everywhere you go, there you are.
That's exactly what my boyfriend told me 15 years ago. His exact words, Jody. I know. And in this culture, in this civilization, in this paradigm, we are the one sheep. They're all these sheep are being herded over a cliff. We're the one sheep standing up and saying, I think there's a cliff. Let's exit the herd itself. And this is what Sean and I were joining on. This is what he said. He said, here are the voices in my head. I don't think he would mind if I shared this. You're not good enough. You're this, you're that. And I said, that's interesting, Sean, because right as you speak, I'm getting voices. You've charged the client too much. The client's angry at you. That's why he's not returning your call. And I said, Sean, notice. Yours is just taking a different form, but our voices are simply voices. I said, Sean, let's unbelieve these voices together. These voices were fueling what allopathy said was mental illness that needed the brain chemistry, needed different brain chemistry. I'm here to say no. We'll deal with the voices here. Mine didn't turn out to be true. This is what all the spiritual teachers are saying. Is it true? Now, by myself, I was not having success this morning. But when Sean and I joined, I said, I realized that was a light bulb moment. Sean, your voices are the same as mine. And then we were laughing. That's why I want to host these Zoom calls. Notice the voices. It's going to take a long time to heal. What was your timeline like?
Lord, hallelujah! I hear that.
No, I know. Greg, we've both been in those chat rooms.
Yeah.
It's okay.
2 years, 9 months.
It's okay. That's what we were taught. Go backwards into the past to predict the future. I mean, this is what the whole culture. But when it comes to, I won't even use the word healing. When it comes to emerging, we've got to try something, and we are trying something completely brand new. It's not brand new. Einstein, you can't solve a problem with the same mind that created the problem. It's hard to be in the present moment when there's trauma.
Yes.
Yeah. And how many, we even had one whole Zoom call, which was, I think it was entitled Gabor Mate. Perfect. That's perfect, because that's where, see, we just realize how difficult it is for us. We pray for help, and the next thing you know, we're doing a whole Zoom call on Gabor Mate. Tools. I've talked too much. Whose turn is it next?
I'll
big smile from Marcy.
No, Marcy. You want to go, Marcy?
Okay. Well, I think it's really cool that we're kind of talking about how we want to change our location, or we want to get a new job, or a new, I don't know how good I'm going to do talking today.
Oh,
So, um, my husband doesn't want to be married to me anymore.
okay.
And it's okay. It's just my fear was, you know, I'd become more of who I am and people wouldn't like me.
Mhm.
And so that's what's going on.
Mhm.
And I just found this out like 2 days ago.
Mm.
And I need to say something, you know, before I would have, like, I don't know how to break down. And I I just I decided to go out in nature and I took my dog and we went hiking
Mhm.
and I just got still. And when I got back home, I called a friend. I have a friend. I don't have a big support network.
Mhm.
And on that note, I just want to say thank you to you guys.
Mhm.
Sorry. You know what? It's really, I'm crying and I don't want that to make anybody feel bad because this is really good. This is really fucking good that I'm feeling something.
Mhm.
Um, I called my friend and she's like, Marcy, she goes, I have an apartment sitting empty in Portland. You're welcome to just go there. Like, you have a
Oh.
place to go. You have a place to live. It's okay.
Mhm.
And the overwhelm of packing up a house and selling a house and moving and I just I guess where my journey is going to start heading is in the development of trust because I feel like I'm jumping off a cliff and I just have to trust that there's a place for me to land. And I do. I do. This is me emerging. This is me waking up and anyways, I thank you, you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.
I just think it's such a celebration, Marcy. It's such a celebration. It's such a celebration.
Yeah. Yes.
Through the tears, through the feelings, whatever form, we're still going to have to go through it. However it comes baggage to us. All right, let's time to go move on, or all those things we all listed, right? And I just laugh and I'm like, well, it sounds like Kathy and Marcy are on the same cliff they jumping off in their journey. And then I had to laugh and I had to say, we're all jumping off a cliff, but some of us think we got it all planned out and it's going our way. But believe me, every moment we're jumping off a cliff. Ain't nobody know what's gonna happen this next second. Nobody knows. It's not ours to know. And how boring would it be if it was?
I borrowed some of Kathy's bravery, that really hit me. When this all kind of happened, Kathy's strength and courage
Bam.
helped me to not have a freak out. I was like, you know what? Damn it.
Bam.
That girl can do it. This girl can do it, right? We can.
Yes. Yay. Come on, cheerleaders. Yeah, we cheer. That's what we are, Julia. Yeah, I see you smiling, but that's what we are. We can get smiles
Julia.
and silly.
Hi, Julia.
And just,
Sorry.
yes, we all loving you, really. We're going to give you a chance to talk. We just all full of talk today. But I mean, it's exciting to know we're jumping off a cliff.
Woo.
Fucking, what you going to do? Scream? Or are you going to go, wah!
Yes.
Greg did that too, Greg. I mean, we all jumping off a cliff.
Yep. Yeah.
Greg, you can unmute yourself. I was just muting you while Marcy was speaking. Yeah, and Marcy also, that smile on Jody's, thank God for this technology, that smile on Jody's face I mean, that is a real smile. You know, it's because when we become vulnerable, have the courage to become vulnerable like this, we don't see it in ourselves, but that's when our light shines through. God damn it. You know, this is the opposite. I am so I'm just trying to step back as much as possible because beloved Jody and Kathy, you know, are just shining their lights. This is the light shines when we fall apart.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is.
That's when the love finds us.
Yeah.
Oh, Marcy, love you. Anyway, reach out to me anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We love you so much, so much, so much. Everybody, we love you so much, so much, so much.
You
We
always
love
make
you
me
so
cry.
much, so much, so much. We love you so much, so much, so much. We love you so much, so much, so much. Big hug to you, Marcy.
That's almost like a spiritual.
So
Marcy, also remember the
can I
scene
share
from,
something?
yeah, in just a second, but the scene from the shack when the Holy Spirit collected tears. To her, they were sacred. I'm done talking. Go now.
Sacred Tears. So I just pulled out this card called Perseverance. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters.
Yeah, I like that.
So
Thank God I got that one recorded.
Love it.
So right now, I shared with beloved, but holy shit. So I've been here for a month. I just left my apartment there. I didn't pack anything.
Really?
I just left everything in my apartment and brought, a suitcase and a backpack. And so I moved in to a very abusive situation. I was attacked. I had to leave there. And I trusted this one man who is so-called spiritual and compassionate. And he brought me to another abusive place where I was attacked by the superintendent and threatened and abused. So now I'm in a women's shelter, downtown Toronto, and it's fucking freaky. It's like, what the fuck is going on, But at the same time, like now that I'm in a safe place, I've only been here for 3 days now. I'm starting to decompress and I'm starting to get out of survival mode. And I'm realizing that I need to be here with these women as a reset. I need a major reset. And as much as I don't want to be in a shelter, it's not chaotic. Like there's only a handful of us here. And whatever rules and can't do certain things, but it's a reset. And as much as I hate it, I know that this was divinely placed, and that's all I know. So holy shit, life is crazy. And I'm trying my best to not react, and to just like take space from people. If I feel afraid, I instantly go to fear. To anger. So I'm just keeping my own space away from people. And it's so hard to live from love right now but anyway, I know that I'm still conscious that of everything that's going on now. I was in like crazy trauma state for a few days, like, psh. But now I'm back and aware, and it's hard. It's hard to live from love when there's so much going on. But I still get moments. And just to finish off my time, I went to this, in Canada, we have all weekend, it's been Truth and Reconciliation Day. There's festivities all weekend, you know, for all the native, beautiful tribal people who were, you know, kids were taken away from their parents and everything was just screwed up. That's why I don't know if you guys saw that in the quote, but I believe that we still have that tribal energy in our genes, and that's what we need to get through, like to thrive and to uplift each other. And anyway, I was ready to give up. I was ready to just go to I don't know, like a ashram in India, or, you know, community in Costa Rica. And I was walking home feeling really, really low and so depressed and so small. And, you know, I don't have any really close friends. I know that that comes from trauma, and it's not, you know, it's not my fault and whatever. But I know from, you know, having all this trauma, it's very hard to feel close because, you know, my system's agitated and whatever reason. So I was just feeling so alone, and I didn't feel like I could call anybody. Like, that's how low I was feeling. I just wanted to give up. So anyway, I found on the sidewalk, like mid downtown, this beautiful bracelet. It's sorry, I forget the name of it, but it's like, it's a crystal bracelet. And when I came home to Google it, it said it's for singers. It's for singers who have stage fright or public speakers, to get up on stage and to protect their aura and to like calm them. Anyway, I just thought, holy shit, okay, well, I'm in music school and maybe I should continue. So I don't know, to me, that was a divine sign. And that's my story. Thanks for listening. I love you guys so much. And Mercy, I'm so, oof, you're going through a lot, and I get it. And it seems like that invitation to that apartment is like, wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing. There's it's it's you know, I think that I knew that changes would come if I started making changes for myself, and I was afraid. And I think, sorry, starting this group, it's like it gave my spirit permission to, you know, whoo, be born. Like, it's, I don't even have words for it. Anyways, there is power in a group. I do believe that. And you guys, I feel like I know you guys better than you know me, because I've been watching all the old YouTube videos, and I just love you guys. You guys are so amazing. I'm so proud of you guys.
We love you too.
Ditto.
We do.
Can I jump in real quick, Catherine, for the YouTube archive? Can you share real briefly I want to keep this on track. Any history that you feel comfortable with your decision to surrender pharmaceuticals?
My decision to surrender pharmaceuticals. Well,
This is all what we're facing, you know, without the crutch of, I don't want to call it crutch. Well, without pills.
Well, I mean, I've been trying to decide this for the last 15 years, and I tried getting off 5 times and always ended up in hospital because of the crazy withdrawal. And then one day I was ready to jump off my balcony. It was during COVID and lockdown, and I just got off, or no, I was on 5. That's right. So sorry, not last February, February before, I was on 5 crazy medications, including the benzos. I messaged my friend and I said, that's it, I'm done. I'm like ready to jump off my balcony. And she said, Kathy, just get in an Uber, come on over. I swear to God, everything's going to be okay. I went over. She gave me a tiny, tiny, tiny little microdose of Amanita muscaria. She said, I believe this is going to help you. Within an hour, like I was traumatized. I was feeling anxiety attacks for the last 20 years, every day, panic attacks, whatever. I took it as tea. I sat with her. She was rubbing my feet. She's a miracle worker. She's like a holistic, whatever. And within an hour, I guess it cleared all my receptors, and I don't know, it's magical. It's known as like the divine feminine healer. And then within an hour, I looked at her and I said, oh my God, I feel like myself. Like I was calm. I was in touch with who I really was for the first time in a couple of decades.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so grateful. And I went to sleep and I jumped off. And I don't recommend that to anybody, but I just jumped off of everything. Anyway, I woke up the next morning and for the first time in over 20 years, I was smiling. And I thought, oh my God, I have so much to do. And yeah, the journey hasn't been all smiley and, you know, roses, but that was the beginning of my new journey. So thanks for asking.
Yeah, Kathy. Hi, Kathy, you give me such great resources. What was it that you took? Because I'm about to come off my next one.
Well, Danny started taking it as well. Amanita. It's the red mushroom with the white polka dots.
Oh, really?
And you just drink it as tea, and it works on the same receptors as the benzos do, and it heals them.
And what is it? Does it have a psychedelic property to it?
No. No.
Okay, you told me about that. It's the Santa Claus mushroom, right? Or not?
Yeah. It's
Amanita.
everywhere. Super Mario, Santa Claus, Mickey Mouse. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like
okay.
it helped. Like when I was taking it regularly, I felt like, you know, when Super Mario eats the mushroom and gets bigger, that's what I feel like. I mean, it's still in me, but like limitless and, you know, just timeless and all that amazing stuff, just big and powerful, and like you can take on anything. And what the Amanita does is it teaches you exactly what you need to do in order to heal. It's like it guides. It's amazing. So it doesn't do the healing for you. It's just an amazing guidance system. And I mean, it does heal the receptors and all that, but as far as, there's so much. Sorry. I'm just gonna let somebody else talk. I need to breathe.
That's the graphic. Thank you, Kathy. The graphic for the YouTube archive is the Amanita muscari. Now we just need a topic.
Yes.
Okay.
My
You
plant.
told me about this once before.
And
I think-
notice the shit doesn't stop hitting the fan whether you're on or off anything. I just want us all to notice that. Okay.
Julia, how is this for you, Julia? This is a lot, Julia, and I want to make space for everyone to participate and share. You know, there are no right or wrong shares. There's no further ahead or further behind. I just want to make space, you know, for every person here.
I am disconnecting off and on, so we'll see. No, I'm enjoying listening. I worked hard to get here today, so I'm just mostly listening.
Connection issues. Thank you, Julia. Where's my friend Jody this afternoon? Got to unmute herself.
Yeah.
I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent He who sent me. I do not need to worry about what to say or what to do, because He who sent me will guide me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. Holy shit. Okay, so I've had such an intense week and I'm not going to get into it, but I will tell you that I have been investing a lot of time into watching everything David Hoffmeister has ever put out there and everything Dr. Kenneth Wapnick has ever put up there. And holy smokes, when you surrender, wow, look out, world. So I have been, it's amazing. I spent 8 years with the Tao Grandmaster, and I feel like I experienced miracle after miracle after miracle. I did a complete transformation, total 180 of my life. And then I left that journey, graduated from that level, and have moved on to this next one with so much gratitude, because those 8 years laid a foundation for me to even grasp what I'm learning now. And holy smokes, you want to talk about miracles? Those 8 years were kindergarten compared to what I'm experiencing now. And the smile on my face, I can't wipe it off. I have experienced that holy instant that they talk about so many times this week that my ego doesn't have any power anymore. And the freedom, like the liberation, the giggle that comes with that. And I have spent my week just asking, let's look at that too. Yeah, let's look at that too. My lesson, I'm only on lesson 38. I've really been taking my time with this, not trying to do it perfect or anything, but just really trying to allow this to unwind my mind. Oh my God. My holiness is my salvation. I've been working yesterday. This was yesterday's lesson. I can't even move on yet. My unloving thoughts about blank are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. Okay, so I've got so much to unpack, right? I spent 13 years in the mental health system. 10 of those years I was being polydrugged. And when I finally got off of all of the drugs, I was taking 26 prescribed pills a day.
Ooh.
So I've got all those stories to unwind, right? I've got all of these unloving thoughts about the doctors and the nurses and the psych meds and the withdrawal and just everything, right? And then I meet my savior. I surrender. I ask for help as an atheist, right? Show me. And in walks the Tao Grandmaster that I spent 8 years with. And so now I've got it. And like, I was certified as a soul communicator and a healer and like all of these things. I was on my way to be one of his teachers. I had invested thousands. So all of these stories to unwind. And there's the giggle. When I can finally look at all of these stories and just see them as that. It's just another story. It's another story that my ego made up so that I don't have to look at the guilt within. And so I've had quite a few teachers and they all kind of point to that. And so I'm so grateful for all of this foundation, because now, like Kenneth, I think I've been in this group for a year, but now I can say I am a student of A Course in Miracles. That's the path. That's the truth right now. And that's another story that I get to unwind. I'm like bursting at the seams. My mind is going totally crazy. My ego is trying to suck me back into all of those mental illness stories. I'm so grateful to everything. I'm so grateful to Marcy for sharing your vulnerability with us. Like I said last week, Marcy, you are a walking miracle, and thank you for allowing me to witness you. And then you come back with this deeper emergence story. That's what's going on here. You're waking up. It's so beautiful to watch. I'm so grateful, Marcy. Thank you. And if you need a support system, you call me anytime. Anytime. I am there for you.
I
And
really
I know
want to jump in for a second when you're done.
Thank you.
The floor is yours, Kathy.
One thing that really bothers me, and I'm not saying I'm completely right about this, but everybody talking about stories and how our bodies aren't real and whatever. Yeah, esoterically or whatever you want to call it, it's true. But at the same time, we're in a fucking reality, okay? So in this new paradigm, yes, we are connecting to spirit, big time, to our spirit, to the spirit. We are, surrounded by spirit. Spirit is within, all that stuff. And then we also have to really honor that we are in this reality, in this body. There are two things. We need to learn how to do both. And then eventually, we will all reach that oneness. But for now, I know, even scientifically, we all still feel, 5% worthy, we have a long way to go. And it's I'm triggered because I fucking hate when people spiritually bypass. And, when Marcy was feeling, you felt bad for feeling. I've been crying every fucking day. And that is what's transforming me, crying about my story and whatever, and letting, just letting things emerge and go. And somebody knocked on my door 8 o'clock in the morning, bang, bang, bang. It triggered the shit out of me. It was a new worker, and she was looking for some stupid bucket for a mop in my bedroom. And, that re-traumatized so much in me, this strange weirdo at my door. And so I just went out into the back. I brought medicines like sage and cedar and sweetgrass. And I was smudging. I was sitting on the ground. I was praying. I started singing this love song. I love the Lord. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. And then that was it. I got to my heart and I bawled like a fucking baby. And, thank God, because I was just ready to, dash out of here and whatever. So that's all. I don't know, crying, honoring, our human reality. And on this call, I almost didn't come on it because everybody's always talking about the other thing. It's let's talk about the reality as well.
I think you're very right. I think it's a dual path, and it's not either or, it's both. Yeah.
And no, it is a non-dual path, and that's why this group is this small.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not spiritual bypassing shit. We all got stories here, which is why we are here. We all can bitch. We all hate God. Ain't nobody different here. This is what got us in the situation, because we don't want to face our shit. I think I heard Kenneth saying something about when he took 100% responsibility. I don't know if y'all heard that, but he did say that. He always says that. So it is non-dual here. And I will not see any of us as other than the Son of God ever. And the light and the love ever. I will never see us as anything else other than that, having a dream. Having a dream. My dear, sweet sister and brother, having a dream. And sometimes it's a nightmare. But I can't get in that dream with them. What the fuck? We both gonna be like, oh yeah, girl, I was homeless and shit, I was in that fucking homeless shelter. Oh God, Marcy, I was just divorced and God damn it, I was going to. Let's be helpful here.
But we're not doing that.
That's why.
Why
this
is
is
even bringing that up? We're not even doing that.
Of course, in miracles. I'm not I'm gonna answer. You want duality here? I'm gonna be non-dual here. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna be non-dual, and please be non-dual with me. Please keep me in truth, because the other, it's all shit. Sorry. There's no happy ending here.
But it seems like that's coming from.
Oh, I fell in love. Oh, I found the perfect apartment. We don't know where Marcy's gonna go. It might be an axe murder in her closet. We don't know her story. We don't know. I'm just saying, this is just a fantasy illusion here. It's not. We can't fix it. That's why we're not in the caterpillar. We ain't fixing your life here. I ain't got no practical. No, I got $20. Anybody need $20? Okay, I'll give it. Sometimes $20 is what we need. But, other than that, we're not here for the caterpillar world. I can't help you with this, that. All I can do, Kathy, is I know who you are. I'm not freaking out with you. I see who you are all the time. And sometimes you are in alignment and you shine, and all you are is divine and in that flow of communication. Fear comes in, a whole different thing. This is the split mind. We're going to look at that split mind. We're going to look at that split mind that says we're suffering and we're in some terrible situation. And God is punishing us. And why is our life fucked up like this?
But why are you even bringing that up? Like, Marcy never mentioned that. I never mentioned that. I said I'm divinely led here. She's in touch with, what's going on. So it seems like everything that you're talking about now is coming from fear. And it's like, whoa, man, what's going on with you? I don't get it.
One of the things that might be my responsibility to do, before, the Zoom call, is also to present the clarity process, which was established by David Hoffmeister just specifically for groups like this, to keep us all in one common purpose. I haven't brought that up yet because we've all agreed on a common purpose, but sometimes a group can bring up a lot of stuff for all of us that needs a guideline.
I see Kathy. It is confusing and it is difficult because we are experiencing ourselves in a world, we're looking out of eyes and we're, so I can see that. And what I appreciate about Kathy is that I see her as this like whirlwind of force moving through these situations and emotions. And I see you feeling your feelings, and you said you were smudging, and you've had tears, and you're by you displaying your emotions so freely, and even by this conversation that we're having right now is, it feels confusing and difficult, but there's a lot of beauty behind it. And we're all here for the same reason, right? I mean, we're here to inspire each other, I think, and support each other. So, thank you.
Yeah.
Both of you, beloved and Kathy. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Marcy. And I think one of the things about the clarity process is we're always bringing it back into to the I form. It's actually essential that I begin to introduce that into this, because what we are doing, I mean, we do many things here, and one of the things we're allowing the space to be used for is an expression session.
One thing I learned, and I'm not 100% sure I'm a Baha'i, but one thing I've learned through the faith for me is that one of the ideas is that none of us can know God directly. None of us really have the full picture. It's all a guess. There's this veil between us and the supernatural, and I don't even know why it's there. I do not know why it's there. So the best any of us can do is have a philosophy and a theory. The Baha'i belief is that if we experience God directly, our brains would burn. We wouldn't be able to take it. We wouldn't be able to handle it. So And that's just one religion, you know, and I know that that's just one of the faiths, but it's helped me, you know, because I think we're all just doing the best we can, you know.
Yeah, and it's a feeling. It's not a philosophy or a book or whatever. It's
Yeah.
feeling. I don't think we can explain it with words.
Yeah, right, right.
Greg, can you share with the YouTube archive a little bit about your journey of your exodus from pharmacology?
Me? Yeah, oh, my journey, my journey. Well, I, that's a hard one to summarize. It's been humbling. It's been grandiose. It's been huge, and it's belittled me. Not belittled, but it's humbled me greatly. And I think that's one of the things I actually needed. I think, you know, as a spiritual person, I can hit those heights, you know, as a person who I guess I identify with Indigo Child, has those qualities. It's easy to get conceited, and this has been a humbling thing, and it's been more than spiritual. It's been like a relationship with the divine, and I've never had that before. I never had that. I always believed in energy, but like a belief in the divine and the humility that goes with it.
Mm.
I've never had that before. I've never
But
had.
basically, you chose to come off a benzo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm about to come off my next one too. Lamictal.
What?
Lamotrigine. And yeah, yeah.
So I just want to say that I helped. I don't know if you remember Danny,
Mhm.
but he's doing
Yeah.
really well. He's doing
Uh,
really well. He got the Amanita. He doesn't
uh,
have anxiety anymore.
really?
And yeah, so if you need help, I can help guide you as well.
I think, Kathy, you sent me the link for the Amanita, and I think Facebook deleted it.
Yeah,
I know, right?
it's okay.
I know.
It's
all good.
this one it's untouchable, so
Mm.
it's not sold in stores. They can't stop. So
You
don't
said
worry
there's
about
a
it.
guy in Seattle or something.
Yeah, I'll send it to you again.
Do you know where can you get it publicly or
Yeah, well, where do you live?
Alabama?
Okay,
Yeah.
we can talk about it after, but I think the
Okay.
closest person I know to you is, I don't know the states that well, but he's in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about it after the call.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got a new car. I actually found a car. I wasn't surprised about that. Get a 2020 34. Well, it was 34,000 miles. I was very happy. I didn't expect that. I was freaking out about that, and that happened. It's bright red.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I've never had a car this nice. It's a little unnerving. Anyways, cars are important to me. I believe in freedom, so personal freedom. So it helped me.
All right, a little bit off topic. Can I share with something
Mhm.
everybody something that Beloved and I were talking about before the recording started? How would anybody feel about psychiatric sobriety mugs
Oh, yeah.
or T-shirts or bumper stickers or refrigerator magnets?
Oh,
I'm really hesitant to advertise this. I mean, and I
yeah.
wonder, Kathy, I think what I heard you say earlier, you know, not only am I going to put the Anita Mascari, I can't pronounce it, graphic on the YouTube channel, but I've got the title for this video, and you said it so clearly. What I heard you say was be in this world and not of it.
Yeah.
And how do I be in this world and not of it? How do I not advertise, you know, psychiatric sobriety? And how do we attraction rather than promotion? At the same time, you know, making psychiatric sobriety mugs. I don't know. Just make the mugs, I suppose.
Let there be peace. Let there be peace, and let it begin with me. I have a song about that.
And the other thing that Beloved and I were mentioning, Kat, before the recording started, we were talking about you, Kathy. about how spirit speaks through your voice. That voice, that voice comes from a very deep place. That's that's telling us what your connection looks like. And actually, in this case, what your connection sounds like.
I like what Greg, you said about the humbling experience of this journey, because I agree. It has been humbling for me. My story is different because I wasn't on any drugs. I mean, I was at first when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I did what they told me to do, but I never was on for any period of time, so certainly not for withdrawals. And I wasn't familiar with all these stories here, so all this is new, but the journey's the same. It's like what you were saying before, the form, many forms, but the content's the same. That's why I'm here, because this is about awakening. It's not about a better caterpillar life. It's just that it doesn't bother you. You're just appreciative and you're humbled and you're grateful for where God has put you to serve at this moment. It doesn't mean it's forever.
For sure.
It doesn't mean it's for this or that. It just means that you're, like Kenneth said in the beginning, well, I've tried this with his Sean, and I've tried that, and yeah, me too. I tried 1,000 different things to be happy. I tried to be a good girl. I tried to do the rules. I tried to live a abundant, secure life. And I'm not saying any of that stuff is wrong. But what came with it was a lot of suffering with the reality that I was in, and a lot of denial and a lot of this, that, the other, until I found truth. Truth got me in the cocoon emerging. I was in the cocoon, I didn't know I was cooking. But my experience, who's told Jody? I mean, they called it manic, but to me, what you described, those holy instants, when people talk about their revelatory, that where you just felt love, it just came over you. They called it manic, but to me, that's what I cling to. To me, that was the one real thing that happened in my life that I want to rejoin. I had unconditional love and no fear. The world changed and nothing changed outside. It was all inside. That's truth to me. I can't even think of a way I could live that would make me happy for more than 5 minutes. I'm so sometimey. I got a short attention span. I mean, I made it to Mexico 9 months and let's go. To me, it's this inside job we're doing here. And we see it because we show up and our emotions show and we trigger each other. And that's, thank you for being our savior. We want those triggers so we can face what it is that was triggered. All those triggers are hidden hates. That's what those are.
I would like to say something before the recording ends. Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I love everything you're saying. I agree 100%. And for me, and for a lot of people I know in my world, being medicated hijacked us. We were not able to connect to those divine elements.
Yeah.
I was living a life of terror, and there was nothing I could do to stop that. Nothing, until I got off of them and went through the whole even terror of withdrawal. Now I can access it. So yeah, I just want to
Kathy, thank you. You have just solidified the purpose of our ministry. I've used the word get the hell out of Dodge, but I wasn't completely accurate, because I got to be very careful with the words I use. We're going to completely dissolve Dodge altogether and pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. Thank you. Kenneth Price, on Sunday, October 1st. And I just want to say thank you to my courageous, mighty companions, Marcy, Jody, Kathy, beloved, Greg, and Julia. I was having a rough morning this morning, and all of you are my saviors. Thank you. I have more to say, but we've gone an hour. The recording's come to an end. You guys can have the Zoom room as long as you want, but I just got to go downstairs, walk the dog. For psychiatricsobriety.com, you're watching this on YouTube. Leave your comments below. All right. Visit the website. It's all in the description. Psychiatricsobriety.com. Go through all the material and look look down on the description, and you will see the link to this Zoom call Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Eastern time. We're starting a movement here, folks, and everything that is in the message has been said in the last hour. So God bless you. Thank you for watching, and may the force be with you. Have a great week. God bless everyone. Bye.